about the sample size because I'm trying to bring it back in here. So rerun the answers again. But this time you were able to get 11,000. You guys see that's 10 times bigger, right? That's 10 times as large a sample. But you also got 10 times the number of foreclosures. What this is going to do is it's going to keep the rate the same at 7.4%, isn't it? So still dividing the same. Your scaling number is the same. But notice what happens to your interval. Notice it's still at 7.4% in the middle. It's not exactly, I forgot to put the 2 in there, but whatever, it's fine. So it's still at 7.4%. But what happened here?
Shrunk.
By a significant factor, yes?
Right.
This is why a lot of times when you do a calculation like that, you might not be done. You might say, hey boss, boss. It's inconclusive right now, but my gut is telling me things have moved. It's just I didn't sample enough to catch it statistically. Can you free up some more funding for me to run it again, to replicate the study? Let me replicate the study and then pull the results and see if something more pops out. Right? Now there was a bit of fiction here, wasn't there? What was the fiction that I did when I crunched that computation right there? Well, I could get 11,000, right? I could theoretically 11,000, but what about the X value? I put 11,000 on the bottom, and then what did I put up top? 810. Why did I put 810 there? You picked on this yesterday, Chris, if I remember correctly. Chris?
I was saying it was 10 times your age.
I just took 10 times the successes I got in the smaller sample. Is anybody guaranteeing me I'm going to get exactly the same proportion? No. When I get close, 95% likely I would get close.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. It's not perfect statistics because I'm assuming the exact same result. But in theory, it's going to be close, so the logic holds. If you can replicate and get more samples, your margin's going to shrink down, yes? That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. So when you see something like that, you might go, you know, boss, free up some more funds. I think I can see something here. Now, it could very well be that was one of those 5% intervals that just happened to fluctuate down. And then you do more results, you're like, ah, crap, it's just the same as it's always been. But think about it this way. Remember all the coin results that we looked at? You guys did the coin spins and got the result that was under 50%? A lot of the classes didn't. They were a little bit south of 50, but they weren't all the way south of 50. But when you put them all together, it tightens down to that little tiny interval. So even though one particular pseudo small sample doesn't get the job done, a whole bunch of them replicated does. That's the power of replication and repeated. The chance of you always being wrong if you do an interval over and over again is basically 0. Cool? So I want to bring that back in, Chris, before we took our 5, because it's what you brought up yesterday and you brought it up again today. I want to make sure you saw how it kind of plays out here. Awesome, let's take 5. You got that glazed donut look, yeah.